I do want to say, and I don't know if you were going to get to that. I don't want to. The fans Friday, the student section was awesome. That was a huge student section there Friday night, and that was noticeable, and we heard it, and just the environment altogether. I got many comments because there's a lot of people that I know that were here from the other side, and they were just raving about the environment here Friday night, and that was special.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Digital Den, and welcome back to our weekly coaches show. We are excited, and we once again are lucky enough to be joined by Coach Marksbury in the studio. Never want to take that for granted. Wrapped up the regular season, got to that 5-5 mark, 500, and it's playoff time this Friday. And as a coach, I mean, I know it never gets old for me once that time of year comes as a basketball player. So, in your career, what does this playoff like? What does this time of year mean to you?
Well, the first and foremost is you always like going in on a positive note, which we are. I mean, start off 0-3, and then battle our way back to 5-5 is a testament to the kids and how hard they worked and everything like that. But yeah, no, this is when you need to be playing your best and knock on wood. Our last 2 years, we've had our season pretty much derailed by a couple of injuries, and we're fortunate enough this year that we're relatively healthy, and we're purposeful in how we try to limit carries and stuff like that, and keep players healthy throughout the season, and got a little bit of luck so far this year, and hopefully we can continue with that.
Yeah. It is absolutely a big deal. Definitely going in on a high note, winning the game against Nelson County. Now, granted, it wasn't a real barn burner. It definitely wasn't a game where you had these huge plays. Only a 17-7 ball game, but a win nonetheless. Mm-hmm. And the confidence right now is definitely going to be high, given that it's a first-round matchup, and it's going to be at home. And our atmospheres are always a blast. Have you gotten a chance to talk to your guys? Jarrett, Kelling, this morning in the weight room, where their mindset is?
Well, I mean, a little bit this morning. I think they're all in a good place. I mean, it was just this morning we were kind of doing some other things, but today is we're going. I mean, look, the Nelson County game was very, very physical. That's the way they want it. They want to come in and kind of ugly it up a little bit, I guess. But they were extremely fit, and our kids are really sore. So today we got them a lift in this morning. We're going to spend a lot of time today, because of the rain, and just spend a lot of time on some film trying to get some things corrected. There were some things that they did that caused us some issues, and we've got to get that stuff cleaned up and probably do some walkthrough over the Western offense and defense. But our kids are sore, and we'll ease them back into it today, and then we'll have probably won't even get on the field today. We'll probably do some stuff on the track and stuff like that, getting all their soreness worked out, and then we'll be full speed ahead tomorrow. But they're in a good spot. I mean, look, they have to battle back. They had to stay locked in and everything like that. So they're really wins are hard to come by. We found that out as the season started. So even though we did not play as we had hoped, we were able to get a win, and we won't complain about that.
Oh, yeah. So. I mean, that North Oldham win, looking back, was a pretty clean win. It didn't take too many huge, ginormous swings and momentum or anything to get that win, and that felt really good. And then Nelson County, I mean, given that Kelling's pick six didn't stand, that was really the only big play that really we would have had. Had some big runs, but just had to really grind it out and just get that win. And it's like you said, it's a testament to where these kids have come. So looking at that Nelson County game, what were those things that caused us to be limited where Nelson County found a little success?
Well, first of all, they were bigger than us up front, and they had a running back for us on defense. They had a running back that was just hitting it up in there. We would hit him, but then he was always falling forward, and the problem was I think he's about 210 pounds, and some of our defensive linemen were like White Lockard's about 180 or 185. Well, it was a tough matchup for us. And then offensively, they had a linebacker that they were just bringing every time, and it just confused. Are
we about to do a fire drill?
for us on offense, we had some success. Of course, we thought we could throw the ball on them, and I think Jared ended up like 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 9. I'm sorry, and but they kind of confused us a little bit, and they kind of got some pressure. They started bringing their strong side inside linebacker, and they were just bringing him from that side every time, and it messed us up on our protections because it kind of confused our offensive linemen a little bit, and that's why Jarrett got hit. There was a lot of times our guys were so leery of that backer coming that even when we had a man for a man, we were double teaming the backer, and then we were leaving another guy to have to block 2. And so it was just some communication issues and stuff that they'll see on film today. And it was easy things to fix. It started. It started spooking them a little bit because he was coming. They wanted to make sure they were getting him picked up. So when he would come, sometimes we'd have 2 guys go to him, and then you would leave another guy to have to block 2, where we technically had a man for a man. We had 1 guy assigned to him, 1 guy assigned to the tackle, and 1 guy for the defensive end. So, but it was just it was more communication than anything. So.
And you talk about a senior night going well when you get the win. That's really what you got to do, just kind of clear it. Wasn't an emotional night in that locker room, especially after the win. I know you say it's a very workmanlike group, but there has to be at least a little emotion in between those helmets. What was it like?
Generally, I mean, honestly, I didn't get into the locker room quite because it was senior night, plus having a son who was a senior. I mean, we hung around on the field a little bit more, with some of the family of the players and everything like that. But, it was just kind of, it was. Yes, it was emotional, but I guess the other thing, too, was it was kind of a little bit different because we knew we had another home game the following week. So that kind of changed things a little bit. But, I think our kids are proud. I think, they realize realize their accomplishments and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, it was somewhat emotional having some family and friends there for all, the kids and everything like that. So yeah, because I think they wanted to interview them on GHP, and by the time we got there, they had all went in the locker room. So, but anyway, but yeah, it was very positive night, and it was kind of one of those things. Having talked to the Nelson County coach before the game, it was almost like we came out in the second half. They were kind of resigned that they probably weren't going to win. We were kind of just like, hey, we're getting out of here without getting anybody hurt. And it was kind of like both of us were happy with where it was. And, so I probably wish I'd kicked that one time we went for it down there. I should have kicked another field goal, and that would have made it 20-7. And then, if Kelling's interception had stayed, that would have made it 27. I didn't feel like we were ever in danger of losing the game, but we were just happy to get out of there in the second half, because I think Kelling had 6 carries and 3 receptions, so it wasn't like we gave it to him a bunch.
And also, I think Nelson County had a couple key injuries that they were kind of dealing with. Some guys.
They definitely had a lineman who was. They had one of their better linemen that was out, and that was one. And then they had a corner that was out. So it was just literally in the second half. I think we could have done more if we had wanted to, but we were just trying to work on a few things and just trying to get out of there, and not get anybody injured, especially after, as I said, in 21 we lost Cam in week 9, 22 we lost Cam in week 10. So I mean we haven't caught any breaks on that front. Yeah. So having went through that, I was a little scarred. I mean, I was just making sure that we got out of there healthy. So
no, I mean, I hear you, and I'm sure knowing those Nelson County guys like you do is probably just kind of good to get out there with a clean win. I do want to talk about that Kelling interception. Never happened one. And was it Brody? Who did the block?
Yeah,
I don't want to single him out.
No, I mean, look, he was just. I mean, look, those guys were just getting downfield trying to. It's all. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he did anything intentional, but it was kind of. Yes, no, I mean, it was a very impressive. It was a very impressive return. Pick 6, but and down at the 10-yard line. I mean, Brody blocked him, and it was a legit block. But when he blocked him, he kind of brought his hands, and so the referee, the white hat, was behind the guy that got blocked. So all he saw was his hand go behind him, and that's why he caught. But I thought it was, just. Look, he had run 120 yards to get to that
Right.
point from that side of the field to this side of the field to back over there. So,
yeah.
and that was the last 10 yards. You just got to let that one ride out.
Yeah,
you just got to let that one ride out.
It's one of those calls that when it happens against you, it's ridiculous. But if it happened for us, we'd be like, that's a great call.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But, that was a very
impressive, yeah.
well, I mean, sure. I don't know if we've had one like it since I've been here.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, it was pretty impressive. Pick six, and you would like for that one to be able to stand.
Yeah, it stands on our heart.
But on his highlight video, nobody will see the flag coming out, so they'll think that it stood.
Yeah, I can edit that out. Well, you talked about the emotions, kind of being not really taken back a little bit, but there is that thing. We get one more home game, at least. And emotions aside, this is a really big opportunity to get this one, then get second half, and potentially have two playoff games.
Right.
When you're heading into the playoffs, does your mentality look ahead to the road and prepare for the upcoming games, or is it one game at a time? You're only focused on Louisville Western.
Well, we're focused on Louisville Western, but as a staff, we have to look ahead a little bit. So we know if we have Louisville Western this week and we are preparing for them, but we also realize that we will have the winner of. If we were able to get by, we would play the winner of the Henry DeSales game. So you have to do a little legwork and start kind of gathering film and use your resources, try to get as much film on those people as you can. You have to do it. You don't want to be caught flat-footed if we were able to advance on Friday and then be sitting there Saturday morning scrambling around trying to get video. But, we'll do our part because, that's a the Henry, we're playing Louisville Western, and then if we were to advance, we would play the winner of the Henry DeSales game. So that is a really good first round game for them, and honestly, I expect Henry to beat them at their place, but that's just my 2 cents worth.
We might have to.
Which means we would possibly get. If we were able to advance, we'd get our second round game at home.
If that's how it goes, we're going to keep that back to the sales. Any bulletin board material. We need Henry to get that home so we get one more.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, fortunately, here at the Digital Den, we have the luxury of doing this weekly, so we can talk about that second round next week. Let's dive into this week. Louisville Western, what do you got for us?
Well, I mean, they're going to be. I think they're 3-7. Mike Crow is their coach. This is his first year there. He's been a very successful coach in Jefferson County. He's come in and tried to, get the program going in the right direction. They have some very impressive kids that are, but they're just getting into his philosophy and everything like that. They'll have some really good moments, and then they'll have some moments where they struggle a little bit. But they have some kids and some athletes that if you don't do what you're supposed to do and those kids get away from you, we're not, they can put some points on the board. Defensively, they kind of play an odd front, and they do bring a lot of pressure and stuff like that. But it's stuff that we've handled before, and we feel pretty confident that our defense will rise up. And and it's kind of just play to who we are. So I think we're very prepared to play against them, and we look forward to the opportunity Friday night.
I think the workman mentality has hurt us in the sense that when we go on these away games, for the most part, it's been hard to find the extra boost. When in the past you haven't really had that. But it's also helped us in games when you should win, you stay focused, and you do win for the most part this year. And given this is a game where we're the 2 seed in the sister district, we should win. There's really not a lot of fear that these guys will be looking past it and whatsoever. As a coach, does that kind of give you a little bit more chance? Like, okay, they're going to go take a business. We can look a little bit more at this second round matchup. And if you are doing that, is the mentality you really want Henry to win, or it doesn't really matter? We're just going to take what comes out of us.
We just want to advance, and I mean, whoever wins. Of course, we'd love to play at home for the second round. That would be awesome. But no, our kids generally, the North Odom game was a hurdle that we got over because just of the mentality of the kids, and it was not that they were bad. It's just they were having a difficult time bringing the juice,
as you said,
but they got over the hurdle, and they did that. So now they know. And last week was a little bit of a different game. As I said, we were just trying to. I mean, Kellen had 6 carries, so you can tell that we were just trying to get out of there and keep everybody healthy and everything like that. And plus, it was emotional, and I think some of our seniors were a little bit emotional after senior night, so they probably weren't bringing it like they probably will moving forward. But yeah, we're excited, and I think our kids have grown a lot throughout the season, and very, very, very proud of them. Very proud of them.
Yeah, and usually every week I give you a chance to talk about multiple names, people who have to perform. But where's the facet of this game? Like, what group specifically in this? What area of this game this week do we have to have if we want to do what we need to do?
Well, first of all, we got to offensively. We had just weren't ourselves last week on offense and just blowing some assignments. We got to clean that stuff up and get back. And both when our offensive backs, our receivers, and our offensive line, we just didn't. We weren't. We were trying to get the ball to Drew. First time he didn't run the route correctly, and then the second time the quarterback, it wasn't an accurate pass, and then we didn't protect, and it's just it was a bunch of issues as far as. But we were trying to get the ball to Drew and couldn't protect the quarterback, and so it's just. But yeah, the offense we have to clean some of those things up. But I do want to say, and I don't know if you were going to get to that. I don't want to. The fans Friday, the student section was awesome. That was a huge student section there Friday night, and that was noticeable, and we heard it, and just the environment altogether. I got many comments because there's a lot of people that I know that were here from the other side, and they were just raving about the environment here Friday night, and that was special.
Well, it did take my last question.
No, I didn't know if you were going to go there or not.
I was actually going to make a comment. I feel like the way that the game went. Early, it was easy to get excited because it's senior night, and then we scored early in the game. But I don't even think that was close to the playoff atmosphere of a blowout. And I was actually going to ask you about that, the playoff blowout, and just that playoff atmosphere. The message to the fans getting out there this week. Potentially, this could be the last home game.
Right.
And you don't want to say that. You want Friday Night Lights to go on forever.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But, I mean, this could be it. What are your messages to those fans?
Well, no, we need them. I mean, look, it makes a difference. It makes a difference, and it seems like all the when special things happen on the field, it's kind of like when you hit a 3-pointer in the gym or whatever, and everybody erupts. Those things are they're noticeable, and just the environment out there every week with the students, the fans, the American flag, the fireworks, the music, the band, the dance team, that's everything. It's the total environment. It makes it special, and it's just we need everybody, and so it is a blowout Friday. Is that what you're telling me?
It's playoff. It's a blowout.
Well, I'll just tell you, you have to go back and look. Brody Smith made a comment over at North Odom. He said, "Coach, it's all about the black." Because every time we've won, we've been winning. So we'll have some black on Friday. I don't know if it's black pants or black jerseys or whatever. So we'll try to adhere to the blue. But Brady Smith made that comment that we play better when we wear black. So we'll have some.
If there's anything we know about this team is they can clear hurdles. The hurdle this week, no black, and we get that big win with no black. That's the story.
I don't know if our players will go out without any black on. I'm telling you, they're very
workmanlike. Unless they don't get that black, then they get really upset, really emotional.
The North Odom game, we go in after the locker room, and I just remember this. Brady Smith was there, and he's like, "Coach, it's all about the black," and I'm like, "Well, there you go. Yeah. It's all about the blacks."
So black pants, blue jerseys. That's the biggest news going into Friday. It's like our superpower. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you, and it's a big one this Friday.
It is a big one. They're all big, yes.
I'm secretly hoping that after the Bears get the win, Henry can take care of business, and we get 2 of these things.
Well, there you go.
But the focus is on Louisville Western. We got to go get that
all
win.
Focus on Louisville Western.
Always appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Hope we can take these things as long as possible. It can go away just like that. It's been an absolute pleasure. So we're hoping that this guy right here can take us as long as we can go. But what we do have is one more week,
Yes.
one more day to fight. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification. We're going to be carrying this over in the basketball season, which is coming up soon. Unbiased sources say that is the best season here in Spencer County. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys. Thanks.